1. It creates a false high. The first effect is the one people trust most: energy. You drink coffee, and suddenly you feel capable again. But caffeine is not filling your body with new fuel. It is blocking the tiredness signal. The longer you stay awake, the more adenosine builds up in your brain. That is one of the chemicals that tells your brain, you are tired, slow down. Caffeine blocks that signal. So for a while, your brain stops hearing the tiredness message. You feel sharper, more awake, more ready to work, but the tiredness is not gone. Adenosine is still building underneath, and when caffeine wears off, that hidden sleep pressure can come rushing back. 2. It can raise your blood pressure. The second effect is the blood pressure spike. The same blocked adenosine that wakes up your brain can also affect your blood vessels. Normally, adenosine helps those vessels stay relaxed and open, but when caffeine blocks it, they can tighten a little. At the same time, caffeine can push the body into a more alert, adrenaline-driven state, so the heart may beat harder and the vessels may stay tighter. That combination can raise blood pressure for a short time. Research suggests that within 30 to 60 minutes, systolic pressure can rise by about 3 to 15 points, and diastolic pressure can rise by about 4 to 13 points. For most healthy adults, this settles within a few hours, but regular drinkers often build tolerance. 3. It opens a fat-burning window. Next comes the part people usually hear in weight loss ads. Coffee helps burn fat, but the real effect is more specific. When caffeine stimulates the nervous system, signals like adrenaline rise. These signals tell fat cells to break stored triglycerides into free fatty acids and release them into the blood. But that does not mean the fat is gone. It means your body has more fat available as fuel. Your muscles can use it, especially if you move or exercise after drinking coffee. But here is the part people miss. Released fat is not lost fat. The window only matters when you actually use it. 4. DECAF still changes your body. Then comes the cup people think does nothing. DECAF. Because yes, most of the caffeine is removed, so it usually does not hit the nervous system the same way. Less jitters, less racing heart, less of that anxious, over-alert feeling. But DECAF is not silent. Your brain still recognizes the ritual, the smell, the warmth, the bitter taste, the idea of coffee itself. And research suggests that expectation can still make the brain feel more awake, even without the full caffeine kick. And beyond caffeine, DECAF still carries many of coffee's active plant compounds. So DECAF may not push your body into fight or flight like regular coffee can, but it can still provide some of the same benefits. 5. It wakes up your digestion. Next comes the coffee effect people notice fast, the bathroom urge. For some people, coffee can wake up the gut within minutes, and it does this in 2 ways. First, it can increase gastrin, a hormone that tells the stomach to release more acid. Then it can trigger the gastrocolic reflex. That is the body's signal to move the colon when something enters the stomach. And here is the surprising part. DECAF can do it too. So this is not only caffeine. Coffee's acids and plant compounds may also be part of the push. That is why 1 cup can wake the brain and the bowel. 6. It helps new memories stick. Now here is something most people do not expect. Coffee may help, even after the studying is done. In one trial, people first learned a set of images. After that, they were given 200 milligrams of caffeine. The next day, they were better at spotting which images were truly old and which ones only looked similar. That detail matters, because memory is not saved the second you learn something. The brain still has to stabilize it. That process is called memory consolidation. So caffeine may not only help you feel focused at the right time, it may help the brain lock the memory in. 7. It changes how medicines behave. This is where coffee gets a little risky, because coffee does not treat every medicine the same way. With some painkillers, caffeine can help. That is why it is added to certain headache tablets. It can make medicines like paracetamol, aspirin, or ibuprofen work stronger or faster. So in one case, coffee can support the pill, but in another case, it can get in the way. Some medicines need a clean window to absorb properly. Levothyroxine, for example, can be absorbed less if taken too close to coffee. So the dose may be right, but the body may receive less. 8. It creates a diabetes paradox. Coffee is strange for blood sugar. Right after drinking it, caffeine can make the body act slightly stressed. The liver may release more glucose. and your cells may respond less strongly to insulin for a short time. So for some people, especially those with diabetes, coffee can make blood sugar harder to control in the moment. But zoom out and the story flips. Long-term coffee drinkers are often linked with a lower risk of type 2 diabetes because coffee is not only caffeine, it also carries polyphenols, chlorogenic acids, and magnesium that may support metabolism over time. So the same cup can look risky today but protective over years. 9. It may quiet hidden inflammation. Now forget the buzz for a second. One of coffee's most interesting effects is not instant. It is what repeated, moderate intake may do in the background. Polyphenols in coffee help reduce oxidative stress, the kind of chemical irritation that keeps inflammation active. In studies, regular coffee drinkers often show lower inflammatory markers like CRP and IL-6. That matters because low-grade inflammation is linked with insulin resistance, blood vessel damage, and liver stress. But this is not a free pass. Too much caffeine can raise stress hormones. Late coffee can damage sleep, and poor sleep can push inflammation back up. So the benefit is not more coffee, it is smarter coffee. 10. It gives your liver an advantage. Your liver may be one of coffee's biggest winners, not because coffee detoxes it, but because it may protect it over time. In a large study following more than 350,000 adults, higher coffee intake was linked with a 32% lower risk of cirrhosis, a 47% lower risk of liver cancer, and a 42% lower risk of liver-related death. That is not a small signal. And the fat part is important too. Coffee compounds may help the liver make less new fat, burn more of the fat already there, and clear damaged cell parts through autophagy. That matters because liver fat often comes before inflammation, scarring, and deeper liver damage. Some benefits are even seen with DECAF, so that's a plus. 11. It may slow brain aging. Lastly, the brain benefit. Coffee's first effect is easy to notice. You feel awake, you focus faster. But the deeper question is, what regular coffee may do over years. In many long-term studies, moderate coffee drinkers are linked with slower cognitive decline and lower dementia risk. Part of it may be the mix inside the cup. Some compounds may activate NR4A1, a receptor involved in stress and inflammation control. Polyphenols may help protect neurons and support blood vessels. Other studies also link moderate coffee intake with longer telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes. Shorter telomeres are tied to faster cellular aging. So coffee may wake you today, but it may also support the brain years from now. Coffee is not good or bad on its own. It depends on how your body handles it, how much you drink, and when you drink it. A smart cup can help you focus, move, digest, and protect. A careless one can steal your sleep and your stability back.